The one thing is here, and this week's one thing is all about the one Walt Disney World restaurant you would choose to dine at over all the others. If you only had one shot, M&M's mom spaghetti sort of thing, one shot, right? You're in Disney World, say, for a day. You got an option to dine at one location in all of Walt Disney World Resort. Where is that restaurant going to be? I'm going to start with Katrina. Disney World's a big place. You got your gluten allergies, so that factors into a lot of your decision-making, I know. What Walt Disney World Resort restaurant would you dine at if you could pick one?
Man, this was so hard because there's a lot of dining options. Look
Hundreds.
how many resorts they have.
Yeah.
And how many restaurants they have. And then they have restaurants in the parks. And you have Disney Springs, and that's like a whole other ball game. Oh my gosh, I had to choose one. And so usually it's always, so then I had to think back being like, okay, what is like the one that I always just get excited about? Sana.
Oh, the bread service.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's
all
so
of the different
good.
sauces.
It's like my favorite. And so that's like I had to go with because they do have like gluten-free flatbread that they make in-house.
Oh, what a dream.
And so it's always like my favorite. And I remember there was a time where Tyler and I, we weren't like, we were hungry, but we didn't know what we wanted. And so we just both looked at each other and we're like, let's just go to Sanaa. And so we went to Sanaa and we got our own bread service each because we didn't know that we could just buy extra bread. And so we got our own bread services. And then the lady was like, you want two? And
do you know what that is?
Yes, we do. And then we got it. And then she's like, you don't want any other foods? And we're like, I don't think so. And we had
know
that
what
for
we're
dinner,
about.
and we were just like loading it. And honestly, that like spicy jalapeno that they have is so good. And then they have this like, I don't know, I want to say this fermented garlic or something. And there's like garlic like cloves in there. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then usually we always like swap out a couple of them, which they're really nice about. And so we'll swap out two of the flavors that we don't really particularly like, usually like the sweeter ones that are very mild because we like the spicy stuff. So then we'll always ask for like an extra
mango
jalapeno.
chutney.
Yeah, I think we kick one of those. Yeah, I think we kick out the mango chutney, and then like we kick out something else, and then we always ask for an extra garlic and an extra jalapeno, so we get our own, so we don't fight over how many jalapenos and garlics we've had. And then now we know, we're like, oh, okay, we'll just ask for extra, and then we'll just buy extra bread as it comes in, so we don't have to fight. Because when we finished them both. But it was a lot. I was just like, I don't know if I can eat anymore. And then it was just insane. And then, so I would say go to Sanaa. It's so good. And then they also have this like, I wouldn't call it like a secret menu item, but it's a very spicy sauce. And it's so spicy. It's spicy for Tyler. And Tyler say it on the chat. Like, what is it called? I forgot. Do something. So I forgot what it's called. It's like not peri-peri sauce. That's like completely different. And I don't know. I feel like it starts with a P. But anyway, it's super spicy, and it's like they give you a little bit, and man, I barely put like a dab and my mouth's on fire. So if you really like spicy stuff, ask for like the super spicy sauce that they don't. It's like secret.
You're into the spice? Go with the pivot.
And they warn you.
Yeah.
And they go, are you sure? And we're like, I think we're okay.
Be on fire.
It's so spicy.
So spicy.
They give you a glass of milk with it.
Ugh, I hate milk. I couldn't do it. I'd probably vomit.
Well, that's awkward.
I usually deal with it. I'm just like eating. I'm like, this is so spicy. And then I'm like, my nose is running. And I'm like, this is so good. So yeah, Sanaa, so great. Bread service. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Honestly, like for dinner, if you love carbos and you love all the different sauces you can make, like, they give you 9. So I mean,
go to town.
You make your own concoction of bites every single time you go, you know? It's so good. And then, you know, and their beef is really good. Their braised beef that they have, it has like a little cinnamon taste to it. Oh, it's my favorite thing. And they put it back on the menu because I've had a love-hate relationship with Sanaa taking it off the menu, putting it back on, only having it for lunch. And then they finally put it back on.
Toying with you.
And then they raise their prices. So I'm like, whoop.
Well, that's tale as old as time. They, definitely a highlighted restaurant for so many that visit Disney World. Sanaa over at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. And then we turned it on over to all of you asking, what are some of your picks? If you could only do one restaurant at Walt Disney World Resort, what would that be? Some of your comments. Steven says, be our guest at Magic Kingdom. So what really stood out here were the cast members. Service was impeccable. The general manager came by our table and said hi while he was visiting other tables. He came back after his tour of the restaurant floor and chatted with us for a while. I always try to ask wacky off-the-wall questions, so I asked him about alligators on property. He laughed, pulled out his phone, and showed me the gator on the golf course he saw on property that very morning. A big one, too. Being in food hospitality in Napa, I really appreciate little things like this. He also says, my wife and I really enjoyed the atmosphere. The Beast danced with a little girl dressed as Belle. She curtsies after the restaurant, and the restaurant cheers, and claps. The food was amazing. We try to order seafood when we go out to eat and can usually judge the kitchen by how it's cooked. The scallops were perfect. Dessert was so yummy. The little cookies and the gray stuff. Frontierland Frank says, a super underrated restaurant that we love is Skipper Canteen at Magic Kingdom. The menu is so good. They have some unique but extremely delicious meals. Also, the theming is on point. My wife and I's favorite at Magic Kingdom. Douglas says, Steakhouse 71, because for a person like me who grew up going to Disneyland and the Disneyland Hotel, it used to be mine. Of course, referring to Steakhouse 55. Rest in peace. And Amelia says, the Crystal Palace in Main Street, USA, where spaghetti and marinara sauce is simply delicious. And we move along to Garrett Hassel, Mr. Disney World Extraordinaire. If you had one shot, because we know you're a foodie, even though you don't tend to eat there, but if you were to eat there, what would that one restaurant be?
I eat more at the resorts than I do at the parks, truth be told, and I would love to say Victoria and Albert's because, it's the most expensive. It's the most grandeur, but I've yet to eat there. So until I do, I cannot put that on there. But I honestly love California Grill. It's got California in the name, so I'm naturally biased towards it, West Coast, Best Coast. But the food there, the just environment, I love that it's on top of, the Contemporary Resort and you can see the fireworks if you time your dinner correctly and you can walk out onto the outside area. I really enjoy California Grill. I've made so many memories there with Ariel and her family, and the price is a little steeper than what I'm typically used to spending on dinner, but the quality of ingredients, the service, and just the detail put into the food is amazing. Like their flatbreads, it's like an appetizer and it can fill you up without any joke. And I've had different meals there and every time I'm just blown away, and they change up the menu too. That's the thing that really stands out to me. It's not, okay, we got this every time. No, they put stuff in that's seasonal, and I always find it very enjoyable. They one time had a salad with a special kind of donut on there that Ariel's dad got, and we went back there 3 months later, and they're like, oh yeah, we changed our menu. And they're like, can you make anything like that? It's like,
salad.
Sorry. And so we got this goat cheese ravioli, and that we're like, dang, that's bomb. So yeah, California Grill, very special place. Highly recommend it for dinner.
Sushi's tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's such a great place, and they have so many different foods for everyone's different kind of palate and what they're looking for. So California Grill, it's a nice place. Also, it's very romantic if you need a date night. Even their bar area, it's just very nice, and I really enjoy it every time.
Delish. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Tyler in chat chimed in saying peli peli sauce.
Yeah, told you it was a
peli
P.
peli.
Peli peli.
And it sounds like fire.
It does. It's very scary.
Fire. Yeah. Flamin' hot. That's right. And we turn it back on over to all of you. Your one pick for Walt Disney World Resort restaurants. Mitchell saying Le Cellier in the Steakhouse of EPCOT. Restaurants and World Showcase are the best in the entire resort, and I am automatically in just by hearing the words steak and lobster. D says, had a wonderful meal at Homecoming earlier this year, but the shopping at Disney Springs left much to be desired. Ooh, that's a topic for another time. Aaron says, Ohana at the Polynesian Resort for the all-you-can-eat beef, chicken, shrimp, wings, bread pudding, and view of the fireworks at Magic Kingdom. Rocket Raccoon says, Space 220, it's on my bucket list. And Roman says, Tusker House is underrated AF. AF. Space 220 being at Epcot, of course, Tusker House being over at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Now we want to hear from all of you. Favorite restaurant? You only got one choice in all of Walt Disney World Resort. What will it be? Throw it on into that comment section. It means an awful lot.
To all who come to this happy place. Welcome